Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Drone Talk, and it's episode 6. Today, I'm going to be talking about what type of cameras you're using, or don't you use any cameras, or just use your drone's camera. Do you use separate cameras as well? I don't know. It's just a case of waiting and see what's happening. So yeah, we'll just wait for a few people to come in, and then we shall make a start. I've put a couple of invites to two set people, see if they want to come in. Whether they will or not, I don't know. Hi, champ, how you going on, fella? Welcome to Drone Talk. It's Wednesday. Yes, you are first. I'm here on my lonesome again. We got the 4 viewers. Welcome, one and all. Excuse me, I'm losing my voice. Got a bit of a cold. Never mind. Yeah, just me today, up to now so far. But we'll have to wait and see who else comes in for the 6th episode of Drone Talk. It's just going to be, like I said, I just want to find out if you do have a drone, if you take any other camera equipment with you. Whether it be a mobile phone, whether it be a big camera, a small camera, a GoPro, or what have you. Just finding out what other people use. Am I the only one? You're the only one talking. According to this, I've got 4 viewers, so just a case of waiting to seeing who's about. Hey, Jeanette had to restart a phone. Hello, Mrs. P. How are you? Just waiting on a few more people if any more come in. If not, I'll just drone along anyway. Hey, Blaz, how you going on? We've got 5. Woohoo! 5 people in the house. Yes, like I said, I have sent a couple of invites to 2 certain people that you know and love. Hey, James Dreadful. Hey, see you up. I'm up. Yeah, it's Drone Talk episode 6. So welcome to the 6 viewers as well. Well, hey, like I said before, I'm going to be talking about different cameras that you use while you fly your drone. If you do use any drone, any cameras with your drone, or whether you just use your drone camera as well, or if that's all you use. Hello, Wiley Bird. How are you? Welcome. And how's Wiley Bird today? Laz says, hey all. Well, when I go fly my drone, I didn't take a different camera with me when I first started. I just used the drone's camera. But Eagle VP told me that it's a good idea to get a few ground shots as well. So that's what I've started doing. And if you noticed in a couple of the newest videos, I've been putting some like a little square box in the bottom corner or in the top corner, somewhere in the picture anyway, just to see what I'm looking at, if it's a drone or if it's me, or if I'm talking into it or whatever. That's what I'm going to start doing more of, because I think it's pretty cool. Hey, Grand Aiden, how are you? It's cold. It's not too bad here today. It's been a little bit warmer. A bit too cold to fly your drone, I'm afraid. Mare Bear's in the house. Hey, Pixie, I'm just dropping by to show some love. Thank you very much, Mare Bear. Absolutely awesome. Thank you to the 8 viewers, guys. Don't forget to smash that like button, and also share the like. That would be awesome. Yeah, the one little camera I've got that I quite like, which I got off a certain YouTuber, is like GoPro Hero 5. Absolutely quality pictures. Really is. I use that. I've got a great big tripod that it just screws on underneath. Just there. You see the little screw there, look. It just screws on, twist it around. You can move it different positions like so. And it's absolutely awesome for taking photos and videos. It's really, really good. You're welcome. Did you check out the mini drones on wish.com? Not yet, but I shall do. Not had time yet, and plus I've been absolutely shattered from work, so I do apologise. I will get there. Fine here right now. It's 5 Celsius. Yeah, it's 7 Celsius in Sheffield at the moment. J and B in the house. How you going on, my friend? I'm just finding out what if other people, when they fly the drones, what cameras you use. because like I've just shown, I use my my GoPro Hero 5 Session, which is absolutely awesome. Takes awesome photos and videos. I have a small 5 like that one. Yeah, that's a Session, GoPro Session. That one, absolutely awesome. It is. Sometimes when I do my vlogging as well, I'll use my phone, which has got a load of rubbish on it at the moment I can't get rid of. And that's a Samsung Galaxy S7. And the video quality on that is mint. Absolutely is mint. China Berry, hello, how are you, Tony? I did send you an invite, young sir. It should be waiting for you in your Google Hangouts if you would like to come on. If not, that's fine by me. So yeah, that's what I've been wanting to know and find out from people. See you guys later after clean up the little boy. I watch. See you all later. Okay, Bear, thank you for coming in. It does time lapse as well. It does. It's absolutely fantastic, but I haven't figured that one out yet. Hero 3 Plus, a silver, or my Canon T5i and my iPhone 7 Plus. Yeah, there's see the camera phones are sometimes better than the normal big cameras that you can get. And the video quality is just absolutely amazing. I think especially the Samsung S7 video quality is mint. Really is. I really do like that. And I might be, if it's not raining, going out after work tomorrow with my little Betty and meeting another YouTuber that probably most of you do not know unless you're a Sheffield United fan. So keep a lookout for that. I'm going to try and get it up when I get back because I'm only going to be out for about half an hour to an hour tomorrow. And I think there's going to be some cool footage on that. So stay tuned on that one. Oh yeah, we've got the 8 viewers, 7 viewers, and here comes Tony. Oh dear, droning on again.
Yeah, droning on again, yeah.
How you going up, fella?
I did a flight this morning round the transformer at the end of the road because they're trying to get the crane to go up. So I went round that, like, you know, one of the guys said, "Do you have permission to do this?" I went, "I don't need permission. You're parked at the end of my street." And I said, "I'm going to be well away from you." You know, so I just went and circled them anyway.
What you like? What you like?
Don't care.
Don't you? Hey?
I say, you went flying as well.
I know. I went up to Graves Park. Oh, that bloody adverts on my phone keep on popping up. I went up to Graves Park with Jeanette, but she stopped in the car because it was absolutely freezing.
It's not that good.
And it was very cold. This is what I wanted to ask you.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't on beginner's mode. I went flying up. I set off, and it says you'll be restricted to 35 meters.
Right.
And I don't know whether it was because it was too cold or what, but somebody left a comment on it. I don't know what it was underneath the video, and he said that you got to be signed into DJI website.
Yes.
That's what it's restricted, yeah.
Yeah, you sign into the site and register, then into your options, it gives you advanced mode, I think it is, and then you can set up your distances and what have you. It's because what people are saying is spyware, because you're on your mobile, it transmits to them where you're flying at. If there's any issues with the local fuzz and they contact DJI, then they can supply the flight data.
No.
So,
Whalebird says yes, that's right.
Yeah.
I think says JMB. Yeah, I think it works. Come thinking it. Yeah, that's cool.
But yeah, this morning I went down to do the flight, and I didn't have anything installed on my phone, and so I had to download DJI and could a hell log in. It was just 5 minutes trying to get the aircraft to configure. Eventually I gave up, download Litchi installed, airborne straight away.
Oh, crazy, isn't it? Eh?
Mm.
So when I go out tomorrow night, or if I go out tomorrow, if it's not raining and too cold, obviously, I shall log into DJI website, make sure it's logged in.
Yeah.
Can you roll the firmware back so you don't have to log in? There is a tool called Dumdo to roll back firmware. Oh, don't know. Not use that one. Dumdo.
No.
Have you heard of that?
No, I haven't. As far as I'm aware, you can't roll the software back because it's updated for reasons, you know, for flight data and what have you. In fact, they're bringing out, rumor has it, the DJI 5 app next month.
Oh, another app, another update.
It's apparently, rumor has it, it covers the whole everybody.
Oh.
You know, right back from yours right through to the Matrix, or whatever it's called, Matrix. That's what's rumored, because at the minute they've got like four or five teams working on each of the bits of software. So maybe they're having a cutback and getting them all into one office and saying, right, you guys work together, do your sub commands, what have you, and design it within a program.
All right, cool, got you.
So
why the bird says, oh, you're gonna leave a link in the video. All right, cheers, mate. I'll have a look. Don't know whether I want to mess about with going through with the old messing about with the firmware, because knowing me, it'll go fly away.
I mean, I was going to do it tonight, and I can't be asked, but I want to set up the gimbal speed. It was a bit sharp because when the DJI app's installed or updated, it resets everything. So you're really when you go airborne, none of your restrictions are in place. Although I think the restrictions are now at 394. They didn't used to put that in upgrades, but I think that's in now. But what is restricted is all your settings that you did for your maximum speeds, turning and what have you, and your gimbal, how fast it tips up and down.
Right, I've got you.
So I've got to go into that, and I've got to really set it back up, because when I pushed it down to go down, it really was a bit sharp.
Right. You know. I'll have to have a look at mine as well, see if I can do it with that. I've not heard from Keith. Jeanette. I did text him, and I've sent him a message on here, but he's not got back to me, so I don't know what's gone off. I've rolled my Mavic back to 700 and downloaded a program called Charles Proxy to get the old DJI Go 4.2, says Whitebird.
Yeah.
I don't know whether to do it or not. We only be the beginner.
I mean, the softwares apparently can be reversed backwards. I think Tom Tech was showing you how to do it as well, where if you've uploaded an update for your drone, you can actually backdate it as well. Because I think they do mess around with them too much.
Yeah, it should all go a bit.
Yeah.
Hello, Granny Monster. How are you? This is Drone Talk, Granny Monster, episode 6. Obviously talking about anything drones. And this young fella is Tony.
Do you see the new drone taxi?
Yes, I have. Yes, on Expat.
It was on Sean's site.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I watched that when I got in today, and I'm like, "Whoa, I don't know whether to go in that or not."
Yeah, they'd be using something like Litchi, you know, gone from there to there, you know.
Yeah. It forgets to.
Yeah.
You forget to put the last one on, and it just stops there for about an hour until you realise what you've done.
You put enough credit in. The box, it stops and drops you off, or it falls out of the sky, you know.
Yeah. Sorry, your fare has run out.
Yeah. I mean, it's battery operated. I can see the principle behind it. But I mean, they complain about our little drones going across cities.
So when there's big ones like that,
Yeah, that
well,
would do some damage.
It's only just a small helicopter, isn't it?
Yeah,
Like,
but it's,
you know what I mean?
it's maybe 200 times the size of your Phantom 3.
I know, isn't it? Yeah.
If your Phantom 3 goes across the main road or something and the police see you, you go, you're not supposed to do that. Well, what about his big flavor one up there? you know?
But he's got somebody in it.
Yeah.
With binoculars.
I mean, it defies logic at this point in time, where things are going to end. Because you've got now this, they've got to bring out classifications for every drone that we have, really.
Yeah.
Because the Spark is small, then you got the Mavics, which are borderline professional. Then you go into the, the Phantoms that you got, and the Phantom 3, the 4, and then the higher spec ones as well.
Yeah.
But they don't categorize them at the minute. But
Oh, Pet Monster has got a drone for Christmas. Looking forward to see what he does with it. Oh, that's Granny Monster. That should be interesting. I would like to see a collab one day of all the drones going like a world flight in high speed. Ooh, I think Keith's on about doing something similar to that, but it's like he wants to get a few YouTubers from all over the world and then getting bits and clips and putting them all together. Should be interesting. Base fishing with TK Heaven. Just drop by to say hello and smash the like button. I'm at work, so can't stay on long. That's all right. Thank you for popping in, my friend. Most appreciated. Phantom 4 Pro is a daddy. It is. In my eyes, anyway. What's that reckon, Tony?
Well, yes, it is. It's nice, but I like stealth nowadays.
Nice and quiet.
If I send a Phantom 4 up the back here, it's so visible in the sky.
Yeah.
Whereas when I send my Mavic Pro up and I send it to 400 feet, you can see it if you. But it's got the super quiet props on it, so you can't hear it. And today I was up, and the pigeons were flying in a circle around it, so it just looked like one of them.
One of them off.
So
have you seen that with football / soccer clubs in the UK, and some in Holland are doing it as well? They're using drones to help with the training.
Yeah, too true.
To get a bird's eye view with the training.
Absolutely.
I think it's a great idea.
I think it's a good idea. You can actually use them, for good things. Like, I've just found an airfield. Well, it's been there a while, but RF Morpeth. It's disused now, and I went up for a flight around there yesterday. Where I'm excuse me. I'm thinking of doing a follow me mode while I walk around the area of the airfield.
Oh, cool.
Because it's between the trees.
Ah. All right, Waterbird, see you in a minute. Bass fishing goes every time Pixie's live. I swear I am preoccupied. Haha. And Granny says I've been busy with real life, which slows down the cyber one. Yeah, it does a bit, doesn't it? Real life gets in the way of YouTube. It's not good.
Oh yeah.
I.e. work. Oh dear, I'm absolutely shattered, mate. It was good to get out the door on Saturday.
Yes.
It was absolutely awesome. I loved it.
A nice bit of fresh air.
Yes, a bit too fresh. I hate the fresh air when it's cold like that.
Yeah. But I didn't get any. I did not get any warnings on my aircraft. Normally, you would get "I'm too cold" type thing, Your battery.
See you later, Granny Monster. Thanks for coming in. Sorry, Tony.
It comes up and says your battery's too cold or whatever,
Yeah, I didn't get no like that, but I was wondering why that's why the restriction was 35 meters because it was pretty cold.
No, I mean, I think that was because you didn't log in. And now they've put this default of 2,500 meters circle actually on the radar map, or on the to show you where if you're going to exceed it. It doesn't stop you going across that radar. It shows you where they say it's legally to be within.
Right, got you.
So I always go outside that barrier.
It's not good, that barrier. I don't like it.
I do like it.
Are you allowed to fly at night?
No, not officially. If the sun's just going down, then yes, it's classified as sunset flights. But once it goes below the horizon, then technically no.
Because I'm supposed to be meeting a guy tomorrow, but I'm just going up and back down again.
Well, that should be fine because you're not flying. You're just doing an up and down shot, get a shot, and come back down again.
That's all I'm doing. So yeah, it's a bit of a bugger, that, isn't it?
The one thing you got to realise is the cameras of the Phantoms and that are not like professionals. When it's up there, you're gonna have to mess with the ISO and what have you to get that shot you want. And if it's really dark, you wouldn't get nothing.
That's the problem. But the place where I'm filming is normally pretty well lit up.
Yeah.
So hopefully it should be all right. Hey, Brian, how you going on, fella? Thanks for coming in, my man.
I mean, why do you not try? I don't know if you haven't got the extras on your Phantom, have you, where you can do like a time slip? Can you do time slips on yours?
No, I've not seen anything like that.
Have a look in your photo mode on your drone on DJI. I think your drone's got to be connected, but
is it? Oh, I've just come in
now. Panoramic and such like. But I'm sure there's one there timed, so you can set up a time shot every 60 seconds.
Oh, right.
So then what you do is you load that back into an editor and then create a movie that way.
I'll try that now, because you have got to be connected to go into your camera, obviously. So, that's a bit of a bummer. Oh, do you know with the Litchi?
Yeah.
And how mine is a paid version.
Right.
Well, I logged into it. Let me log into the Litchi site, and it let me do the. Do you know where you do the waypoints? Yes. That's the word I'm looking for. The waypoints. It let me do that, so I can't do that on the computer.
Cool.
So, but I haven't actually connected it into a drone yet.
How did you find it? It's quite fun.
Yeah, it was good, but like I said, I didn't use it or anything because I hadn't actually connected it up to my drone yet. But yeah, it was like it took me ages to figure out where I normally go, where on map. I thought, I'll zoom in. No, that's too close. I'll zoom out again. It was a bit of a pain in the arse. But I eventually found where it were, and yeah, well, you do like you can do like it's like little points where you put into it.
Yeah, I mean, a right click will give you a photo mode, and a left click gives you a waypoint.
Right.
So, like, let's say you got a bandstand in the center of your field you're doing. If you right click on the bandstand, it'll put a point of interest there.
Yeah.
And then if you left click away from that, maybe 500 yards, the first waypoint will come in probably 90 feet. You can adjust that straight away to 120 if you want. Okay? So when you're at 120 feet, you then move it forward 100 feet and right click again. That puts the second point in at the same height. but it always points towards the bandstand.
Right, I'm with you.
And then you go out a bit wider and you circle it with different points all the way down. But every point you do, it automatically turns the camera to the point.
Ah.
So it's almost like a point of interest circle, but you are doing it on the web where it's not stopping the helicopter. It's just, as it's flying along, it's turning the helicopter gradually. And you get some beautiful smooth runs on that one.
Yeah, that's. I'm gonna have to try that because I've tried all the others. I'm gonna have to try that one because I think that one's gonna be absolutely awesome. But it's stupid on the DJI Go app. It's stupid because you've got to fly there first and then add the points in, which I can't see the point in that anyway. Excuse the pun.
Point. Yeah. I mean, you can do it with Litchi while you're out and about as well. That's what I tend to do, and it's something that I'm going to have to do because I've done it a few times where I've done it on the web and then I've uploaded the location, and it was pretty close to tree lines or whatever. So what I do now is when I go to an area, I'll have a look at it and fly it myself and see what altitude my helicopter's at to do the run I want. So as it goes around the circuit I want, and then I know it's safe to do what I want. You know, but if you're at 250 feet above the ground, then that should clear the majority of things. It should clear pylons and everything else. The only thing it won't do is wind turbines.
No, I think because they're well above.
Between 280 and 480 as the height of them, you know. So, but no, with the Litchi app, if you went into the world side of it, I think where you are at the minute, you're on the main site of Litchi. To the left is a map of the world or something.
Yeah.
On there, it does every Litchi mission around the world.
Does it?
So if you click on the Litchi sign, sometimes, and not all of them, but like if you went to New York, it'll show you what went around the Statue of Liberty, say.
Yeah.
And with that would be a link to his video.
Oh, I'll have to have a look at that and see if there's any in Sheffield.
It's quite interesting. And certainly there's lots of lessons on YouTube of Litchi setting up. You know, I've done one myself, and there's quite a few on there now. You know, it is an interesting program, but you're not really in control of the aircraft. It's automated. You know, that's bending the rules type thing. Yeah. But the way I look at it is another way that where you set your Phantom 3 up, say on the outskirts of your field, just do a circle around that field at 180 feet, just like that. From that point on, if you left it with no point of interest, then you can physically turn the helicopter while it's on its track. The computer will fly the track regardless. You've got control of tilting and camera control. You don't have to worry about. You've already got that second one, which the expensive helicopters have. They have one controlling the camera, one controlling the aircraft.
Got you.
So Litchi takes over the aircraft flying while you have the camera operation.
Which makes sense, really, doesn't it? That you could just concentrate on what you're looking at and not worry about what they're showing.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, what I am interested in at the minute is the rumor has it the new Mavic's coming out. It's in the drawing boards at the minute, but it's the Mavic Pro 2, I believe it might be called, and it is rumored, and it's only rumors at the minute. It might have the full sensors on as the top of the range Phantom does. It's going to have rear sensors, side sensors,
the whole lot. Yeah, I've read that somewhere or watched a video somewhere that somebody was saying it's going to have sensors here, there, and everywhere.
And also, they are working on putting transponders in them as well.
Jeanette says, "Don't tell him that, Tony." Jeanette says, "Don't tell him that, Tony, about the sensors," because I want one.
Stop being us, you can't have one. But
no, to me, I like the Phantoms. I don't know why. I just think, to me, I just think they seem more easy to fly. But saying that, I've not flown a Mavic yet.
I think if you've flown a Mavic, you would, as Keith will tell you, he got hold of it, and it flies totally different to a Phantom. You have more confidence with a Mavic.
Mm.
And the reason behind that is it's got more technology behind it. Yours is limited to 9 satellites, 10. The Mavic has between 10 and 20 satellites.
Right, got you.
It's got Glosh system built into it, which is all the satellites from America, Germany, and English satellites. So it's got sonar, which bounces off the ground to tell it what height it's at. It's got down-facing cameras, so if you're hovering above something or you're going to land back in a spot of interest, it's got a photograph and it lines that photograph up so it matches, so it lands. Sites, cameras. And also it's got a quarter ounce of gold, which most of DJIs have on them anyway, but this transponder sounds interesting if they're going to put it in. The transponder, it won't be a full one. It's not a full transponder. It will broadcast the aircraft up to a mile, I think. I don't know if you understand what a transponder is, do you?
You did explain it to me last week.
It's where an aircraft goes when it goes airborne from an airport, a standard aircraft. Air traffic control will give it a transponder code.
Right.
And dial that into a radio. And when he dials that on the radio, that number appears on a radar, so it identifies that aircraft. And along with that will come its height, its speed, its destination, blah, blah, blah. So where, and also while it's flying along, it's got anti-collision in it, so it can see on its radar other transponders around it. And that's how DJI want to go with their aircraft. So if we are flying together down in your field and yours is loaded with it, your transponder will tell my Mavic where you are. And it'll come up on my dashboard warning aircraft to your left. And it'll flash a red as you're getting closer. And it won't allow you to get any closer because do anti-collision.
Right.
But also, if, like here, I'm flying at the beach and I'm at 400 feet, we get aircraft coming in very close to our height. It would light up on his dashboard that there's an aircraft at 400 feet. And it would identify as quadcopter 1524, wherever. So everybody will have a different transponder. So if we're flying together on a beach somewhere and there's 17 quadcopters on there, the app will keep you advised where everything is on the radar.
Yeah, there's one there, there's one there, you've got to go there.
So that could be used. They're also looking, and I've told them to look at this as well, where if you send the Spark out or the Phantom 4 Pro out and you're going around a zigzag of valleys, if you lose contact, which is a good chance you will, what the helicopter does is go up to about 200 feet, look for you, and then come back in a straight line. Where the Pro of the Phantom area exists, and the Spark, they log in the way you flew. So if it loses contact, it comes back in a reverse of what you flew. Which to me is more logical, because you won't you're not there to collide. You would actually drive around that quite safely. And coming in the back, they realise that coming back in a straight line is not always good.
No.
To actually follow the track which you've just flown, back to base would be. So therefore,
It's a lot better, that, isn't it, than
yeah.
going in a straight line. That just seems daft.
So I think this DJI 5 app that comes out will actually store a track information. I mean, it does do a track information if you look at your map to where you've been flying. It shows you what you've done today, but it doesn't necessarily give that information back to the helicopter how to fly back to you. And I think they're going to put maybe into this DJI 5 app to actually follow the track it's just done back to you.
Oh, that'd be great if that would. I wonder if they'll do any more additional features, like the point of interest in that. See if they're going to do any more.
I mean, you can't do much more with point of interest.
Well, I didn't mean specifically point of interest. I mean, like another program to go with as well as those.
I mean,
what more could they do with it?
I mean, technically, what I would do if I was DJI, if I'm flying up to the bandstand in a straight line, and I've done a course with DJI and clicked the points, at that third point before I get to the bandstand, I want to put in one of those dronies. So it comes in low, hits the bandstand, and then dronies out.
Right, yeah. Ah.
Who's saying
what? Right. Bet's nearly had a. I'll tried typing it in, but I am. She's about had a heart attack because she could hear a bleeping. It's me charged. It's me controller that's fully charged.
Really?
It needs unplugging, sweetheart, if you don't mind. I thought I'd better charge it up just in case I am going up tomorrow night. It's like I say, it's just a quick up and down again.
Yeah. I've done it on the river on a night time. Get some lovely effects, like.
Yeah.
You know, when the ships are in and they've got all the orange lights rippling off the water and that, you know, it's
yeah. I bet that was absolutely awesome shot.
Yeah. But as I say, there's a few drones outside the areas which are now coming in. There's there's about another 20 or so drones coming out this next few months. Companies.
Oh.
I mean, that there. I don't know if you see that. If I bring it right up, see that piece of paper there?
Yeah, just about.
It's got a USB to it, and what it is, it's a heat pad.
Oh, for your battery?
Yeah. Oh, inside your gloves. You put it into a 9-volt battery adapter, and it keep your hands warm.
Yeah.
So,
I need that one.
But yeah, it actually. I printed up. If I can find it. I printed up that on my 3D printer, and the Mavic battery goes on that side, and then that slides down the middle, like so, and it keeps 2 batteries warm.
Cool.
So, but since I've made it, I've never had to use it. So.
I'm sorry if I'm rocking backwards and forwards. It's not me, it's my cat.
The cat's moving camera. The cat cameraman.
This what, sorry?
It's the cat cameraman. Cat.
I've turned it off. It was still bleeping after I unplugged it. It should be all right now.
All right.
Benny, what are you doing, lad? You're interrupting drone talk. Yeah, look, here's Benny. Hello. Camera shy.
Hello.
Have you settled down now? Good lad.
Have you ever dared switch off your controller yet?
Hey?
Have you ever dared switch your controller off while it's up the field?
No. I'm not doing.
One of the first things I did.
Well, turn it off?
Yeah.
Why?
I want to test the home function.
Oh,
I didn't want to get like where it went out of sight. Now I couldn't see it for whatever reason, and it said it was coming home or whatever, and it to fail. So I went up the beach, The first time I had it, I went up the beach, and it actually lost within. I was about 1,000 feet away, and it lost. The tide was coming in. So I pressed the home, and nothing was happening. I went, "Oh shit, it's gone in the water." So I went up the beach, and it was going dee 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 as it was coming home. So I went, what the hell is it? And I was looking at my map, and it would show me where the helicopter. Oh, it's not here. So I went right up the beach, and the water was hitting me legs. I went, I think I've lost it. So I turned around, walked back down the beach, right? And there's this big rock, and behind it was a helicopter going dee 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 dee. So it landed within a feet where it took off from.
Oh my God.
That's the first time I was worried about doing that, but that particular system works very well. As long as when you go airborne, it does say, I am confirming now, that you, this is the location. Please confirm on your map that it's correct.
Yeah.
It shows a blue spot where you are and an H, for your home. And so once you go airborne, it knows exactly how far it's gone. And should it ever lose you by you having a battery failure on your controller or your mobile, it knows that if you press that home button or it loses contact with you, it's going to come back to where it took off from.
Oh, that's all right. Is that for the standard then?
That's fine. Yeah, for standard, yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Well, I did press the home button once when I crashed me Phantom into a tree, and it went so like there was a great big tree behind me, and I can't remember for the life of me because I had it set at 50 meters.
Right.
It says no. It says put it on 30 meters. You'll be all right. It's all right. So I changed it, and it was a bit windy that day, and I couldn't see it. I took it a bit too far down to wherever it were, and I couldn't get it back. So it says, right, I'll press home. So it went up 30 meters, started coming back, and I turned around and I went, oh crap, it's headed towards that tree. So I'm like, trying to get my phone and turning it off, and I turned it off, wind took it, whoosh.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Straight into the tree.
See, that's where your aircraft, the Mavic will always try and get back to the home and then hold that position. The wind will affect it as such, whereas yours hasn't got the hold position. It comes back, it tries to land. If there's a wind gust, it'll just blow with the wind type thing as it's coming down, because it's so big and lumpy. It's a bit like a 747 coming down,
Yeah.
It gets buffered. But I mean, next time you're out and it's a nice day on the field, say, first of all, take it out maybe 100 feet, like 50 feet up. Make sure you're clear all around and press the home button. See if it comes back and lands where it took off from. Then do it again. Take it out 100 feet, 50 feet up. This time, turn your controller off.
No,
it will hover. It'll look for you, and then it should come back.
Hopefully.
I mean, they're all built into them, and I mean, the only times it ever fails is when you have pilot error where there's not enough battery power to get it back. I mean, I've got my alarms now set to about 50%. So if I'm going out flying, when it gets to 50%, I know that if I can get it back on 50%, then I'm going to be close. If I go out on 45% and turn around, I know I've got that 60% to get back. But what I always do now is fly into the wind, because your engines are going to be working. Yeah, it's going to be working harder against the wind, and do your filming out that direction. But this time, when you come back, you've got the wind helping you coming back this direction.
Yeah,
yeah. So you've got this advantage on yours. You can go to this ATI mode. And ATI mode means it's attitude hold.
Yeah.
It then moves with the wind. So you don't have to actually do anything. It actually drifts with the wind. So if you're in the field and it's coming towards you, fly against it, get to the top of the field, get above the cloud, up above the trees, and then go to ATI mode. And it'll actually start drifting back towards you. And you can rotate the helicopter, do all your shots, tilting and that, and the wind will bring you back because it's only in hover mode.
Yeah, yeah.
When it gets towards you, then you go back to GPS hold and you just go in the sky and stops. And then you bring it down.
Ah.
You use, whereas if you were flying it against the wind and you were coming back with the wind, you would maybe use, say, like 40% of your battery. But when you're letting the wind bring you back, it uses only 5% coming back.
Got you.
Because it's not doing any energy. It's just sitting there in the wind, hovering.
I'll have to remember that. But saying that, if it's very windy,
well,
I don't. Nah. I learned that mistake when I crashed into a tree.
Well, certainly, if it's windy, I always go down there and I get a hover. If it's buffeting like this in the wind, I'll bring it back down.
Yeah.
If it's not holding GPS, I know it's too heavy for it. But if it's hanging there and the GPS is holding steady and I've got really a steady cam and the picture looks steady, I'm willing to give it a shot. You know, I'll go up against the wind and get those shots I want. But it always, the difference on the newer helicopters like the Mavic, it gives you a red warning, and the red warning says you're in high wind, just an advisory. That's because behind the camera is your vents, and there's a cooling fan behind there. But that's also your wind notifier. And because the drone's so small, a gust of wind that would not affect yours would affect the Mavic. So therefore, it gives you this red letter saying, "Oi, buggerlugs, that was a strong piece of wind." If you consider
up there.
yeah, if you go out again a little bit further, it may flash you up an amber warning.
Right.
Now, an amber warning is what I take note of, because the amber warnings are running really fast to keep its position, and you know it's exceeding what it would normally do. So on an amber one, I'll turn it around and bring it back. Or if I'm coming against the wind and it's ambered out, it will drop your speed. I mean, sports mode, which on the Mavic's 50 mile an hour, 45, 50, I was doing 3 mile an hour.
Oh.
So I had to drop it down to different levels to actually get the speed. And
yeah,
I got it down to, I was in Amble, so I was across the river, so I got it down to the top of the masts of the ships, and I managed to get 70 mile an hour out of it as I was coming along, and then I dropped it down to virtually 3 feet above the sea, and then I got the full 30 mile an hour coming back. You know, so it's learning where the levels are.
Yeah.
If you're struggling getting back in the wind, drop it down. If you know you can see, you can drop it down to a lower level where the wind's not so strong. You know.
Yeah, I'll have to remember that. But like I say, if I can help it, I don't like it too windy.
No, it's
At
fine.
the moment.
Yeah, I don't like the wind, and you know, like today when I went flying today, it was a bit of a draft, and when I got up there, the clouds started coming in, and then these specks of rain started to appear on my phone. So at that point, I thought I better get it back, you know. So I got it back and in my pocket by the time it started to get a few drips.
I mean, I had that problem once when we Phantom. I just got it all set up and everything. There was bright sunshine.
Yeah.
When I first got there at the park, the next minute, I was doing everything on my drone and everything, doing the little dance and all this rubbish. And then next minute, I looked up, and a great big dirty cloud. I thought, oh,
yeah,
I'm going to get it in time. So I thought, right, let's get it up, fire it up. Took a few photographs. I was going to do photographs first, video second.
Yeah.
The next minute, I'll go back down. I do it, video right up. The next minute, I can see these little white dots on my phone. I went, come back down. Don't get wet.
If you go,
sorry, yeah. Lee says, I'm assuming that's his name. I have a similar thing chasing a ship when he's going on about with the wind.
Yes.
Because out to sea, it's going to be probably worth it, wind, isn't it?
Yeah, out at sea, because you don't realise. I mean, when I did the, I think it's called the Croquet Islands, and they're about 2 miles out or a mile and a half out of Amble across the sea.
Yeah.
We flew our Phantom 4s across the sea. It took a 3 minutes flight to get out.
Ooh.
And we went around the island and photographed all the seals and came back. And it was telling me then it was against wind. And I was very worried because the shoreline, I could see 4 miles of shoreline. I was that far out. But it came back and had about 8 minutes of flight left, so did well. But it was a very daring flight,
Yeah, I know what you mean. I ain't got that daring yet.
No.
I'll get there. I'll get confident.
I mean, most of the guys that are on here will come across the bad weather syndrome or, heavy winds or gusts of wind. And you just got to know how to control in that environment. Certainly, as he said, dropping the drone down to a lower level usually helps. In fact, I've took it up to 400 feet at one point to see if I could get above the wind. And that occasionally works as well because wind operates at certain levels and you just got to find the level, like in real life aircraft flying, you got to find that level which is going your direction, you know. So you might get up to 400 feet and then you might have changed direction to come back towards you, which is great. But if it's stronger up there, then I'd drop it right down to virtually ground level and then come along the ground, Yeah. Therefore, if you have any major problems, you can land it. But if you cross the sea, of course, you can't.
No.
You drop it down to virtually you can see the whites of the waves and carry on that way. But a guy said on there, what you can do is what sailors do. When a yacht comes back into port, it's going against the wind. And you can't do that, technically, on a sail. How they get by it is zigzagging.
Right.
And he said if you zigzag your drone in this sort of fashion, as it goes down towards the wind, it will actually get through it. I've not tried that yet. But it sounds feasible. This guy has done it, and it worked for him.
I don't. So, like I said, wind and me don't mix, especially when I'm flying a drone. So I'm hoping that I'll not have to do that. Obviously, we all have the Phantom 3 standard. I'm not going to take it out of my sight anyway because it's not good all that far.
Yeah.
To do that. That'll only happen if and when I ever get an advance or a professional.
I don't think you'll even do it then. It's too expensive. Hey? You'll say it's too expensive to do that. You won't do it.
Yeah, I know. So I win the lottery.
Yeah.
They're the best ones that make you worried. They are. What Lee said.
I mean, I was looking at one of my old videos of the XT380s. I had 3 of them and they all crashed and burned. And they were quite expensive. They were like over 100 quid. GPS. When the videos were crap, they were all like this. It all had sound on, and all you could hear was the motors. And I thought, Jesus, if I've got a Phantom at that time, then I wouldn't have half the problems,
No, I know. I got a little drone. It's called Yazoo something.
Yeah.
You know, the little thing like that. Fast as hell. Could I fly it? No. I managed to get it up a few times and do a few flips on it, but that's about it. And I'll do a flip and then it's just go, and comes back down. So, yeah, I don't like them little zippy drones.
No, my friend flies them. They're very fast.
Yeah. Very, very fast. I could fly. Is it RC drones or racing drones?
He does, but we'll put it on a speed count. 82 miles an hour. Ridiculous. You can't.
I mean, I've seen this one guy. He flew it's a group of guys who fly where they shouldn't do, basically, and they were flying against the bridge.
Yeah, oh yes, they got fined for that.
Did they get fined for it?
Yeah.
Good.
Something like $9,000 or something.
I mean, it was good skill, but it puts us in a bad name, doesn't it?
I mean, he was the one that went round the goods train. Do you see that one?
That went round where? Sorry.
A goods train.
No, I didn't see that one.
There's a train coming down the track, and he took his drone up, and he chased it. He went across the roofs down towards the engine, and he flipped over, came back up the side, and there was an open door, and he skidded and did a U-turn. He went in, and he went round inside the thing, and came back out the door. And then there was another one that was open right through. So he went through that, and he came on the other side. He did loop the loop, and this train was moving. Oh, that is hellish skill. And then he came along the side of the main train where the driver was sitting, going, yeah. And he looked at him and went, oh shit,
there's a drone.
Yeah, here he is. I mean, I give the guy the due. It was fantastic footage. It was totally illegal, but it was a hell of a skill to do that, you know. But
I'll crash into the bloody train, innit? No, I wouldn't even dare to do that.
I mean, if he lost it, if he hit the train wouldn't even know.
No,
it was only a little plastic drone. But no, there is some damn good flyers out there, but they do some bad things with them, you know.
Yes, definitely, and that's not what we're about. It's all about having fun and not peeing everybody off.
No, I mean, this thing about the animals and that. I mean, most animals, birds and that don't bother about the helicopters.
No, they're not, unless you're obviously tried to upset them.
Well, at Tynemouth I go airborne. They don't like me because I'm in their feeding ground, so I got to get fast and up and out their way. But they're always after me because I'm in their feeding ground.
See you later, Wiley Bird. Thank you. Sorry, Tony.
I mean, today I went up there and I was just hovering, and these racing pigeons came out and they were circling me. I thought I was another bird, so. But I just didn't carry on my flight, and they just carried on their circling and went back to their roost.
Yeah,
my mate has a wing aircraft. It's almost like a triangle, and he saw these geese last year, and they were in a V formation. You know, like they do the geese.
Yeah.
Not get a shot of them. So he took his aircraft up. It's a long range one. And he got up the height of the geese, and he came in behind them to get that lovely shot. And the birds parted, and he's slid in behind him, and he was flying for nearly a mile with them in this formation.
The birds. Cool.
You know, right. I think about it.
I think, Tony, it's 2 minutes to 9. We've been on an hour.
Cool.
It's going to be an hour, so I think I'm going to close it down, my friend.
Okay, okay.
Thank you for coming on. I did invite Keith. I've not heard from him. I've texted him. I don't know what's up with him. Probably watching football or something.
He's supposed to be interviewing me tonight.
Hey?
He's supposed to be interviewing me at 9.
I know. Yeah, you'll have to phone him up or something. See if he's all right.
See if he's alive.
Yeah, because he's got a bit of cold and whatnot, hasn't he?
Yeah.
All right, mate.
Best of the family.
Yeah, and to yours too. And thank you everybody in the chat for coming on. And I'll see you next week for episode 7. I'll see you later, guys. Bye.
Bye.